Although Rasputin was murdered during 1916, it was already too late for the Tsar. The war with Germany was devastating Russia, and revolutionary fervor could no longer be held back. During March 1970s, as Nicholas traveled to St. Petersburg, the imperial train was ambushed by dissident troops and he was forced to abdicate. A provisional government was set up and an imperial family were confined at Tuskoe Selo. During August, the Romanovs were moved from their own safety to Tobolsk in Siberia, and during April 1918 they were transferred to the remote city of Ekaterinburg, where their last privileges were removed and their imprisonment began to earnest in the confines of the heavily guarded and barricaded Impatiev house. So here their privileges were removed. A bit like my privileges when people think I'm Jesus, that I've not got these privileges. I've not got those privileges. I'm not even him, you know what I mean? So it's just a test, you see, for everybody, a lesson to be learnt. So when he arrives, you don't do that to him. Anyway, forward, so they were being oppressed. By 14 July, white Russian troops had surrounded the city and the fall of Ekaterinburg was imminent. The fate of the Romanovs had to be decided. One theory was that the family had been taken towards Perm, the next Bolshevik stronghold. The other was that they had been murdered in a most brutal fashion by the revolutionaries. The White Russians preferred to believe that the imperial family were alive. It was a rallying cry for their cause, but as the months went by and the Tsar did not reappear, it became expedient to prove that the Romanovs had been martyred at the hands of the Bolsheviks. A massacre was good propaganda. When the Ipatiev house was examined, it struck investigator Namtkin of the local justice department that no clothes or shoes had been left behind by the imperial family. The murder cellar, semi-basement room on the side of the house, measured only 17 by 14 feet. Into this room 23 people were supposed to have crowded, 12 killers and 11 victims. 4 members of staff were alleged to have died. If a massacre really had been carried out on those cramped conditions, the killers would have been severely at risk. Nametkin's successor, Judge Sergeyev, did find evidence of violence in the murder cellar. He counted 27 bullet holes and noted bloodstains on the floor that someone had attempted to wash away. Nevertheless, he did not see evidence of a massacre. I do not believe that all people, the Tsar, his family and those with them, were shot there. He wrote it was the opinion that only the Tsar and possibly Alexei had been killed, and that the rest of the family had been smuggled out of the house in disguise and sent to safety. During February 1919, the Whites appointed their own investigator, Nikolai Sokolov, to take over the case. It became his life's work. He gradually collected 7 volumes of evidence. After lengthy detective work, Summers and Mangold tracked down the original 7 volumes in Houghton Library at Harvard University and were able to reconstruct the truth. Their conclusion was that the Tsarina and the 4 Grand Duchesses had left the Impatiev house alive and had been taken west on the Bolsheviks' line of retreat to Perm. Alexander Kirster, a white investigator who diligently followed up leads in Perm, made a startling breakthrough when he interrogated a nurse called Natalia Montnaik. The nurse's brother was deputy to Beloborodov, the man in charge of important prisoners at Ekaterinburg. She testified on 3 separate occasions without contradicting herself. She claimed convincingly to have seen the Tsarina and her 4 daughters lying on mattresses in a squalid basement under heavy guard. Another witness claimed that one of the Grand Duchesses, Anastasia, had tried to escape along a railway track and had been shot and wounded by Red Army soldiers in the course of her flight. More on the case later. Thank you very much.